welcome back to our coverage at GAMA 2016. Sitting with me right now is Andy Van Zant from Tasty Minstrel Games. Welcome, Andy.
How's it going?
Great. What did you bring for us to look at?
A bunch of different stuff, actually. We've got a lot of things that are coming out super soon, into this month, beginning of next month, sort of thing. Like battle cruisers. We had a Kickstarter for that, as well as Exotica, and this should be on store shelves at the very, very end of this month. And it's a game for 3 to 5 players. It plays in about 10 minutes. It's a very, very quick but interesting filler. You lock in cards simultaneously, and you're trying to do what nobody else is doing, so that you can either eliminate everybody else from the game or get enough points to win. And even though there's player elimination, because the game is so quick, it still works as a fun activity for everybody.
Great, and that's completely standalone, just set in the Eminent Domain universe.
Exactly. And we've also got Scoville Labs, which I believe is going out to backers now. It's a expansion to Scoville. It's got separate player plots that you get to breed privately. Specific colors of things. So if you're like, oh, the phantom peppers never come, well, now you can plant your own inside your lab to crossbreed peppers to make things. There's also there's a couple of other things, bits and bobs in there, as well as extra peppers for people who are running out of wooden and acrylic peppers.
Excellent, great.
We've got actually, I think we've got 2 more. We've got Flip City Reuse, which maybe just became available, something like that, and it's a first expansion for Flip City, and it's just 2 more cards, but really, if you look at Flip City, or 2 more decks of cards, if you look at Flip City, the fact that it's only got 6 stacks of cards to start off with, 2 more is a big deal, because they've got a lot going on, double-sided and stuff. So, and one of the nice things about this is that as a small expansion, the entire tuck box can fit into the base game box, even though the
that's a really nice detail. That's awesome.
And we've got Eminent Domain Exotica, which is the 2nd expansion for Eminent Domain, not Battle Cruisers, the actual Eminent Domain deck builder, and again, right at the end of this month, I believe. And this one focuses on alien technologies, on asteroids, and it's got new resource types and new technologies, new everythings.
Great.
Yeah. The big thing, I think, here.
Yeah, I'm really excited to hear about this one.
Is Guilds of London, and you can see this is obviously final packaging right here. This is Tony Boydell of Surprise Stare Games. He did several other games I'm sure you're familiar with by other companies. But this one he's had brewing for a while, and we're glad that we got the opportunity to make it a reality and it should be out sometime Gen Con-ish for the majority of people, but there should be a limited number of copies that Tony is going to sell himself at the UK Games Expo.
Great.
So if you want an early copy, that would be the place to.
So the UK people are the lucky ones to get it early.
Yeah. The side effect of him living there is that he's like, we've got to have stuff here for this. So.
And are you just going direct to market, or are you going through Kickstarter?
Just direct to market. We're trying to do a good mix of direct and Kickstarter stuff. We're testing to see what works best as far as people, what works for people. So Guilds of London is an area control game, kind of. With multi-use cards, and these will be tiles and not cards in the final thing. But these will be cards, and you'll be playing cards to do lots of different stuff. Like every card can be money, and cards have costs in the corner and abilities that they could do if you didn't want to play it for money. They've also got a color associated with them. So for instance, if you wanted to play this red card here, you could put one of your dudes onto any red tile. So every card has at least 3 different things it can do, and you'll be going through a lot of cards. It's a heavy card churn game, and you're trying to get those cards to work together. So while you'll be playing a bunch of stuff, it's not play everything, because if you play everything, then you won't have any kind of future planning. Usually it's play these cards work together. Okay, so let's do this. I'll save a couple because these 2 work together, but I need like the 3rd piece to kind of make it all work. And so you'll be playing these cards to get majorities. Every tile has a threshold for how many guys it takes before it'll trigger. And once it hits that threshold at the end of the round, we'll see who's got control of that guild. Whoever's got the most stuff will get the first place prize. So for instance, 4 points and some extra stuff here. And then the second place prize, which there are these chips that go on there. And so the second place prize is always different. Sometimes it's the second place prize is so good that it's better than the first place prize. So even if you see the same tiles over and over again, it plays very differently because of what people are competing for.
That's very cool.
And when you get control of it, you'll flip it over, and your guy will go on it, and he'll help you break ties in adjacent spaces. So there's a lot of stuff going on. I wouldn't call it a heavy game, but it's a good. There's definitely a lot to think about because of everything you're considering on the board and everything you're trying to get your hand to work together.
Totally. How many players does it cover?
It's 2 to 4 players,
okay.
And it's 45 to 90 minutes. Most of my plays have been right at about an hour, pretty regardless of player count. But I think the top end is more if you've got that guy in your group, probably you'll probably hit the top end because there is stuff to think about. So. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, you had me at multi-use cards because that's like my favorite thing.
Yeah,
so that looks great.
I think it'll like the people who like race and like other games where there's like a lot of stuff going on, a lot of card churn like that. I think that's who'll appreciate it the most is people who like that lots of choice going on.
Sounds great. And what else did you bring for us?
Well, so the last thing is more just a picture. Let's see if we can.
Oh,
I don't know if this.
Feel free.
Mm-hmm. So Downfall, we hope to have a very limited number of copies available at Gen Con. This is by designer John Clare. And it's a post-apocalyptic 4X drafting game. So if any of those, if any of that jargon appealed to you, then this should appeal to you as well. It's a really awesome game because it's a 4X game. It's a heavy game. It usually takes a few hours to play, 2 or 3 hours to play. But the barrier to entry is very easy because it's got a draft to drive it. So you can it's not you don't have to grok as much from the outset to get into this 4X game. And we've got this nice poster here because we were really happy with the artist what he managed to do with this one.
Yeah, that's so cool.
Yeah.
Awesome. That looks amazing.
Yeah.
That covers it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you so much for sharing all this great news. There's a lot of good stuff coming out from Tasty Minstrel Games. Andy, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks, everybody. We'll see you next time.